So after a phenomenal Season 5 of Formula 1 and RPL, we've seen everything but the kitchen sink. But now, it is time to move on to Season 6. With numerous driver changes and driver promotions from other tiers, this could shape up to be yet another great season of RPL Formula 1. I am Titan Iron Wolf, the lead commentator for RPL F1, and I'm going to show you through the 18 confirmed drivers racing in Season 6. Starting up is Red Bull Racing. Red Bull Racing is the defending dual champions. One driver changing routes and leaving from Mercedes is Reese. The British driver is the only driver to win a shortened race event because of a glitch last season. But with a teammate yet to be announced, Reese sets to be the one to lead Red Bull for another championship, for another dual championship. Next is Mercedes. Mercedes-Benz has gone through a lot over the last week since the finale at Abu Dhabi. With change of commander to team principal and an entirely new lineup, the Mercedes team plans to move on forward and get yet another dual championship, which, if they are successful, will be their fourth. To first start up is yet another British driver, HSR Gecko, who moved from Ferrari to the German Works team. Now, Gecko is looking to rebound after a disappointing 11th place points finish with Ferrari last season. His teammate is ERN Maxwell G, the Swedish driver who was originally signed to Red Bull. Unfortunately, after controversy suffered in Imola, he was thrown out of the team. Now he is signed with Mercedes, looks to possibly go for his first Drivers' Championship. Next is Mclaren. After finishing third in the Constructors for the second time in RPL, McLaren seek to continue their upper midfield run and stay on form with the Big Three. The team principal role has been shifted too, with Fake TB leading as team principal of the academy. He is also a driver for the McLaren team, leaving Mercedes. And fun fact, TB has gotten his first RPL podium in the McLaren car. Now his teammate is none other than number 84 himself, Joseph Loki, another British driver who signs with McLaren, jumping up from Aston Martin where he ran. And fun fact, Joseph Loki is also in last year in 2021 competed in British Formula 4. Now to Scuderia AlphaTauri. After finishing fourth in the Constructors, their highest they've ever gotten in RPL F1, AlphaTauri has really come into light this last season. But this season, they have a very strong lineup to boot. The first driver to be in for AlphaTauri is Scyther. The American driver, he has reserved multiple times in F2 and in F1 Tier 2, now makes the big step into F1. His teammate is none other than Luke L74G, the three-time defending RPL champion. I should add, 4G is the most winningest driver in RPL with 37 wins and has the record of most wins in a row in one season with 15 in Season 3. Now to Ferrari. Ferrari looks to rebound after their 5th place constructors finish, and leading that charge is the Chiller. The Italian driver, who is also the inaugural RPL champion, is one of only 3 drivers who managed to retain their seat from last season going into this season. But his new teammate, instead of HSR Gecko, who moved to Mercedes, his teammate was an Aston Martin / Mercedes driver and F1X driver. And a side note, and as I mentioned before, from the span of Season 5 at the beginning to this point, F1X has moved 4 times total, from Alpine to Aston Martin, and Aston Martin to Mercedes, and then from Mercedes to Ferrari. Alpine. After a very rocky Season 5, Alpine looks to pick up the pieces and try to be a tough midfield team. However, things got more rocky for Alpine after their co-team principal, Ty Einwolf, departed from the academy. That leaves main team principal Red Fire Tiger with hopes to pick up where the Alpine team left off and try to reclaim some of their former glory. And just like with the Chiller, Red Fire Tiger, the French driver, is another one of the 3 drivers who managed to retain their seat. His new teammate is Not Y'all, aka Leighton, or in some meme notice, Laggy Leighton, who moves back to Alpine from the Mercedes Academy. In F1 Tier 2 Season 2, which was the latest season of F1 Tier 2, Not Y'all was the runner-up, and is now back in F1, racing for Alpine. Aston Martin. Oh, there we go. Aston Martin. So, Aston Martin finishing 7th last season, after going down a downward spiral from their Season 4 finish of 3rd. Aston Martin looked to try to rebound from their bad season, and leading them is ABR Oxtez. Oxtez, the Korean driver, I'll just say it briefly, just suddenly came back out of nowhere, and now is in Formula 1. Oxtez, who I will say in a small history note, is the F2 Season 4 champion. His teammate is NRM KVS, who jumps up from Alfa Romeo to join Aston Martin. The Finnish driver, who is well known for his crazy 5th place finish in a wild Austria last season. Alfa Romeo. And speaking of Alfa Romeo last season had some signs of light and some not so great. As I mentioned, with KVS's 5th place finish in Austria, and in the finale of Polygon, who re-signed with the team and is the 3rd driver to retain his seat. Polygon, I should mention, had a stint with Aston Martin prior to going to Alpha last season, and he had one of his stronger finishes with Alpha, finishing in P6 in Abu Dhabi. His teammate is the F1 Tier 2 Season 2 champion in TSR Cryptic, who also was the Formula 2 Season 10 runner-up. The Singaporean driver in F1 last season for Season 5 was pretty much an all-around reserve, racing for the likes of Williams, Haas, Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, Alpine, and I believe, if my memory is right, he even had a run with McLaren. So, this should be very interesting with TSR Cryptic going from an all-around reserve to now being in a full-time seat with Alfa Romeo. Williams. Now, one team that has really done strong in Season 5 compared to the Season 4 run is the Williams team. And they have an entirely brand new lineup to see if they can combat with their 9th place constructors finish and maybe gain a couple of positions. Leading their way is Beatnik, who moves to Williams from McLaren. The American driver who, crazily, in a Williams, had the best finish of Williams that season in Season 5 with a 5th place finish in Abu Dhabi. And his teammate is Payox Kings, who moves to Williams from AlphaTauri. Payox, back in Season 5, the German driver, has only had one win last season, and that was when he reserved for Red Bull in a last lap fight with TB to claim a win in Russia. Haas. Last but not least is the Haas team, who hasn't been that impressive, and unfortunately, they only have one driver signed. And that driver is Abe Lincoln, who I'm just going to say briefly, I don't know much about him, so that's just pretty much what it is. So there you have it. There's the confirmed 18 drivers that are signed to F1 Season 6. Who will best them all and become champion? Stay tuned and find out as RPL F1 Season 6 kicks off Saturday, January 29th, 8 p.m. UK, as we race in Bahrain, and you can watch the race live on twitch.tv/RPL_XB1.